Hi, I'm going to do a post today on anchoring because a couple of things have come up that are really important with regard to anchoring. I wrote a guest post this week on Productive Flourishing, Charlie Gilkey's site. The domain name is below if you want to go and check that out. If you see this in a few months' time, I'm sure if you search for anchoring, you'll find it, or under my name, Tim Brownson. Basically, like I say, two things came out. I'm going to show you how to anchor and how you can tap into any state at will. And then I'm going to explain to you two things that often get overlooked that are really, really important. Now, first of all, anchoring is a conditioned response. So an anchor is when one event causes another event when the two aren't necessarily connected, and it does it every single time. So you think of marketers use anchoring a lot. So they'll play a jingle to get you to think of their product. That's an anchor. So a conditioned response. Think Pavlov, rings his bell, hangs his steak out, Rover ski comes bounding up, eats a steak and goes away, has a nap, rings the bell later, comes back, has a steak again, does this a few times, and then all of a sudden, no steak. Rover still slobbers because he's got a conditioned response to the bell equals eating food. So eventually what happened is he ripped Pavlov's face off and ate that instead. But let's not go there because that was rather gory. So to set an anchor, what you have to do is get in the state that you want. So if you want to be confident at the drop of a hat, or if you want to be energetic for the post I talked about, bounding out of bed with energy, you have to create that state. So close your eyes, relax, see what you'd see, hear what you'd hear, and allow the feelings to arrive. So think of a time when you were confident or energetic, whatever it was. Okay. Once you've done that, let those feelings double and build and build. And then when they've got to the point where they're almost at the peak, not quite, you don't want to start be anchoring you coming out of the state, then do something like 3 fingers on your forearm, pull your earlobes, squeeze your knee. I'm not rubbing my genitals, don't worry. Squeeze your knee. Anything that won't get you arrested in public is fine, and an action that you don't normally use. So don't do something, if you tend to sit there doing this with your ear anyway, don't use that for an anchor. Okay. Hold it for about 2 or 3 seconds, let go, and then think of something completely different. Okay. And then you've got to shift your state away from what you're thinking of. Then fire the anchor and check if it works. Newsflash, it won't work the first time. Okay, anchors don't work that quickly because an anchor forms, I don't want to get too technical, but it's forming a path in the brain, and there's an expression called neurons that wire together, fire together. So if you do something enough times, the brain is plastic, so one will link to the other and fire at the same time. Okay, so it won't be strong enough, so do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Now, it may take you 50 times. I've no idea. I don't know you, and I don't know how your brain's wired up. But eventually, you'll get it that you can do that, or that, or whatever, and you can get that state to come instantly. It cannot fail. That is how your brain works. Okay. The 2 things I wanted to mention. So I just said before about it won't work the first time. People have said to me they've been on NLP training and they've seen a trainer set an anchor by tapping somebody's shoulder or doing something else. It's bullshit. Okay, what it is suggestion. You cannot set an anchor that quickly unless it's a very, very traumatic event. They can happen quickly, traumatic anchors like post-traumatic stress disorder, etc. So when they do that, most of the time it's the person being trained that just wants to do it. They want to, and they've been suggested the tap on the shoulder. So that's one thing. So put that to one side. The other thing is, somebody asked me, they were in a lot of pain. Can they set an anchor so that they feel like less in pain, etc.? No. If you've got an emotion at that one point in time that you're setting the anchor, that is the emotion or the feeling that you're going to anchor. That will override the one that you're trying to set. Do not set an anchor if you are in pain or if you're going through emotional turmoil, because you'll anchor the negative state. Really important. Now, if you want more information on this, check out my website, adaringadventure.com. You can go and check out the post at Charlie's website, Productive Flourishing, or you can read probably 2 of the best books on this type of thing. It's not just anchoring, are Your Brain at Work by David Rock, which is an absolutely fantastic book, or The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Doidge. That's Doidge. So any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks very much for watching. And oh, and Charlie, the pink t-shirt is for you, bud. Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.